computer trying to wipe your ass for you and doing a messy job of it.
Well, that's how YouTube started today, apparently.
Cool. Whoops.
Yep.
I apologize.
Guess I should have given you a 3-2-1 warning.
I mean, you don't usually. I should have known better.
That's very true. We'll see if that gets demonetized instantly today. It'll be fine. But yeah, basically that's what's going on. Alright. Debbie, hello. Welcome, everybody. Here we go again. Welcome, Cave. First words are curses. I don't know if ass is a bad word. It probably is on YouTube. But we'll see what happens. It was probably in context until I said it, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure that YouTube algorithm cares much about context.
That could be the case as well. Alright, let's do this. Boop, boop. Oh, now it has to connect to Aggie. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. Oh, I didn't get the Aggie link set up. Oh, why is there no invite link? What? Mr. Molly, welcome. Did I accidentally promote? Hold on. File. Yep. Copy drawing link. There we go. Sometimes they just get rid of my buttons. And it's very confusing. I don't know why they do that. Welcome back, everybody. It is the free draw today. We're also going to be doing the viewer suggestion. There's a link in the voice channel chat if you'd like to submit something. Otherwise, I have a list set up already from people who have posted to the community page over the week. There's a link to the Aggie.io software, which is not a sponsor, but we are using today. If you'd like to come draw with us, you're very welcome to. Yeah, just keep it clean, be cool. Make sure you're not drawing on other people's stuff. Make sure you have lots of space. I'm going to be taking the top left. We're going to draw rugby to get things started off this morning, and then we're going to just get right into it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So y'all want to upload a character sheet? Because I have some whack characters. No! Mr. Molly, if you have characters you'd like to share, there is a spot in the D&D, on the D&D page of the Discord, so you're welcome to share them there. But for the viewer suggestion, basically what we do is there's a link in the community page where you can submit your character idea. It's just a character and their class, and then we roll a dice, we pick one, and we draw it. Yeah. Running over Rapper Howdy, I'm enjoying the draw today, briefly eating lunch, so we're working on some commission work. Cool, no problem at all. Yeah, very welcome. I'm going to be drawing up here. Let's get a rugby drawing today. I want to get a really, real blocky rugby today. Let's get warmed up. Then we'll roll the dice and we'll see what's happening. We'll give some people the last minute chances to submit some stuff.
I'm lagging a little bit.
That's not good. How's the video looking? The video's looking okay, which is pretty awesome. We're trying a new setup here, so I'm actually just streaming the browser source, I guess. If you're interested in OBS, I think that's how it's ringing. All right, man. Got the sound. Pretty sinister. A Thrycreen eating a gnome, playing Mantis style. So that is why we don't accept scenes, just the character. I can draw a Thrycreen, or I can draw a gnome. Which would you prefer?
Yeah, there's just not enough time to do that much, especially for as many people as tend to leave suggestions.
Also, it might not be YouTube safe, so we'll probably have to not follow that one. Sorry about that. I think we actually had to I don't know. I didn't ever actually ban anybody, but the first few weeks we had some pretty violent suggestions, and I was just like, yeah, that's not cool. That's not why we're here. We're here to design cool characters, not make. I say as I'm drawing the derpiest rugby that's ever existed.
Hey, derp rugby is super cool.
Thri-Kreen Barbarian. Perfect. We can do that. I'll add that to the list. Save. Yeah. Yeah. You can pshaw all you want, but I like getting paid. Rage Mantis. Rage Mantis is kind of funny too.
I thought for a hot second that your little rugby eyebrows were tiny cat ears instead of the normal huge floppy ones.
Oh, little tiny. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody cast Reduce on him and it only affected his ears.
We've talked about that before, right? Like rugby. If any spells get cast on rugby, it doesn't affect the rug.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. Rage Mantis. The HB, do you want to change your cactus folk to a Rage Mantis? So that's what you got to do. You got to get multiple people interacting. That's how you get more things drawn. But then you also have to have the luck of the dice. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I've actually been thinking about trying a different brush. I don't know if I want to do that today. Oh, never mind. We're the Aggie. Can't shit the Aggie.
Although in Aggie, it is a lot easier to change like how your brush functions with pressure sensitivity in terms of how it changes size with pressure and density with pressure.
Then in
Krita. I don't know about Photoshop.
I was not a big fan of Krita's brushes. Jonas seems to have a nice command of them. I struggled really hard with the brushes in Krita.
You say that, but Jonas only uses Krita's airbrush brush.
Ah, maybe that's what I want. I'll add that Rune Knight to the list there for you. I like the armored Aarakocra with one wing, used with armor powered. It's got like a robotic wing. Is that what you're thinking? Why couldn't I chat for several minutes? Weird. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. Did you get banned from YouTube? It's just like, were you spamming chat? Someone did that
What did
once.
you do?
Yeah, what did you do? Oh, I didn't mean to like blame you, but I want to find out. I want to find out what's all the word. What's happening? Mr. Molly will add a Dragonborn. Rune Knight. Yeah, the armor has a tidbit where it creates a limb, but it isn't there. Yeah, I could see an armor using, or the artificer having a prosthetic wing. I think that makes sense. See if we can get a little. Maybe Rugby hasn't had his coffee yet. Is there coffee in D&D? I don't know if Coffee Pot is on the adventure list, you know? Waffle Iron is. At least it's in Pathfinder.
That's because waffles are ubiquitous. Which is a very funny thing to say because there's no foodstuff more ubiquitous than coffee in all of human history.
That's not true. Coffee is relatively new, comparatively.
I know, but as soon as it made it on the scene, it made it onto every scene.
That's a very European or colonialism. I can't think of the right term.
Yeah, it's a pretty colonialist
mindset.
That's yeah.
I would like some fruit juice and ale, please.
Suppose beer is way more ubiquitous.
Yeah, that's true. I really appreciate how the shroom gets drawn during these streams. Yeah. Drew's got a thing for shrooms. It's pretty good.
Don't say it like that.
I got a thing for tiny goblins, apparently. Because I love him. It's great.
I wanted to develop a thing for, like, sketching veggie pygmies, but the way I did it was way too complicated.
Why do you say that?
Just because the way I did it takes 3 hours, and that's not a warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reason I think I stuck with Rugby so much, is because he is a very simple, stupid character. Like, he's just a few shapes. So maybe what you should do is you should focus on trying to find a quick way to draw a veggie pygmy.
Yeah, which, like, I can do, but I like the complicated way I do it better because it's cool.
Simplify. Simplify.
But I want them all to have 6 to 12 eyes and crazy fine hair.
You could definitely do that. Just draw a weird nipple and then... Yeah, it's not great. I like yours better.
Yeah. Again, the mushy boys work better with my painterly style.
Well, now it's a challenge. Maybe we'll draw mushy boys next week. Right, hello. Hello, everyone, pumpkin. I think it's funny that the orange background of the banner is the same color as the pumpkin, so it's just the face. How are you today, Brian? Thank you for the $20 donation. I appreciate that. Looks like Gura mixed with a bat from Anastasia. You know, that's not far off. That's pretty. Yeah. That's a pretty good way to describe Rugby.
That is accurate.
What if Gur had really disgusting feet? That's how I would describe him.
Doesn't Gur, like, barely have any feet at all?
Yeah, Gur is pretty great. Gur is this, and he's got some cones for eyes. And then he got this, and then he got this little other curved body, and then he got this. I think there's something wrong with that arms, but that's pretty close. And then when he's in dog mode, he does look like this, which is very much the Rugby shape.
Yeah, it is.
Something like that. It's been a while, but very much so. Do I have a Rugby that looks like Garrett? Because I love it. It's a good shape. Big head, googly eyes, perfect. Instead of plush, you just make it based out. Yeah. Well, about to begin the trek home. That's exciting. It's an early day, I hope. Giant, Myconid, Paladin, and Mind Flayer Detective are my recommendations. So you gotta pick one. Within the rules, you gotta pick one. We'll put one on the list, and then we'll go from there. Whoa! Someone just slathered the blue. Okay. Mind Flayer Detective it is. Alright, we can do that. We will add that to the list. We got quite a few today now.
Yeah. Means I better wrap up. I probably won't do as much color today because I'm trying to streamline. So I hope nobody minds if they don't get it fully rendered.
Yeah. So the reason we used to just take all of them, put them on the list, and then draw all of them, and it got to the point where I was drawing like 10 to 15 pictures, and they were all kind of poop. So now what I'm doing is I'm rolling a die, because that way I can pick one or two throughout the day and spend more time doing that. So it is a little bit more of a gamble, but in this way I feel like my art is getting better and people get cooler stuff. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna start with the D12 here. And we're gonna give it a go. 4. A halfling great weapon fighter that refuses to use any other sword but his ancestral family's great sword that is hilariously oversized. Alright. That will work. That is Bry's again, which I don't know why I feel bad. Because I feel like I draw Bry's like at least every other week. Then again, I draw Corvuses every other week too, so maybe it's not bad. We get a lot of them here.
Yeah.
Tried the first we feast tender bag. Heck, I'm tasty sauce. What is a first we feast tender bag? Is that from a restaurant? Skip me.
First we feast is the channel that does the super hot chicken wing interview challenge.
Oh, cool. Cool. Oh,
whose name I forget.
I get far too many. I mean, bro, you put it on there, and the die rolled in your favor. So I don't want to besmirch the die. Few of us post every week, so math. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that is what I was gonna say. Like, there are people who are here every single week,
and that's totally fine. That's why we do. That's why we do the die.
Yeah.
That's why we do the die. Why is his neck so long? That's the real question. Alright, there we go. That's better. I feel like I'm drawing Mario here. Wait, is he a halfling or a gnome? Halfling, okay. A gnome would be pretty funny too.
I rolled an 8.
Do you want me to tell you, or you got it?
Why don't you tell me, because I just realized that I haven't been writing down the extra couple that have showed up in the chat.
8 is Jack Matthews, a bagman bard. I want to roll with disadvantage. I assume bagman just means like traveling salesman?
Yeah.
I mean, is that fair? I don't know what you would call that anymore. I hope that's not a derogatory term that I don't understand. I will adjust the...
There's a specific bagman DND. Oh, it's a scary thing.
Oh, it's a new monster. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Critical Role, adding stuff to D&D. Jeez.
Oh, it's just a scary guy, a scary naked guy that lives inside a bag.
Oh, it's actually a man in a bag. That's a little disturbing, but all right.
it looks more like a ghoul in a bag, really.
This ghoul in a bag. Wait, so did the Hot Wings guys, the Hot Ones, did they start a restaurant, or do you like order it and then cook it yourself? Cancelled. A creature that lives in the realm of a bag of holdings. Oh. I like that less and less.
One day you just reach into your bag of holding and a hand takes yours.
Yeah. That sounds awful. One of my first like real D&D campaigns that lasted for a while, our DM gave us a pocket dimension. It was like a bag that was a pocket dimension, but it was full of gnomes. And they'd just been living in there, and they had like a whole kingdom set up. I thought that was pretty great. It's a bag of tenders that comes with mild sauce, medium, and then the uber hot sauce. Ah, okay. We don't stand bagman, yeah. I wish there was a way to lock the color.
Same. That is specifically why yesterday I was trying to figure out how to save a permanent palette. instead of just using color picker on Krita.
We're gonna make
Such a
this.
useful thing.
We're gonna make this a real PP boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna Doug Dimmadome this. Dimmadale, where the sword just goes off the screen. I think that's the best way to make something look way too big, is just not draw it.
I mean, it works better if you have multiple contexts in which it's always off the edge of the canvas, no matter what. But yeah.
Like the creatures in Men in Black 2 in the locker. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like Crit Roll because they're not generic copy-paste of other writers. He actually makes his own. Yeah, that's true. They're great. I don't have any beef with them. I was just being hyperbolic. They're family-friendly 97% of the time. I mean, I'd go maybe like 70-30.
Depends on how your family feels about cuss words.
Cuss words and boner jokes.
Yeah. Because one could argue that every time Laura Bailey speaks, you're looking at maybe a 40% family friendly.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Riegel is the king of being inappropriate.
Yeah. But he's a little more subtle about it than Laura.
Yeah, that's fair. Laura is very not subtle. Sam is cleverly subtle. But in my mind, arguably worse.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Arguably more vulgar. This feels a little berserky. What's your superpower? I have a real big sword and I'm mad. Dope. I'm gonna punch the devil. That's kind of berserk in a nutshell. Like, I'm real mad. I'm gonna punch the devil. Is G-rated or R-rated? No in betweens. Yeah. Well, the kids are 3 and 1, so they don't exactly experiment. Okay. There you go.
I have a pretty good memory from being a kid. I'm just going to tell you right now, kids understand things from context far more than adults tend to give them credit for. So.
Wait, halflings don't have pointy ears like that. What am I doing? What am I doing? I gotta pay attention. I have no qualms or beef with people letting their kids watch Critical Role. Like that
Me
is
neither.
On you're right. It's family friendly in the fact that like it's not necessarily. I think it's. I don't want to say it's wholesome. It's kind of wholesome. It's a bunch of friends playing games. So like the vulgarity that they put in the show is not to a level that I think is inappropriate for kids. But there's some adult themes.
Yeah, and it gets pretty violent.
Yeah, I remember when I worked at a Game Crazy for a long time, back in the day. Which, if you don't know what a Game Crazy is, it's a poor man's GameStop. Before GameStop bought them all out, it was attached to a video store, and people would come in all the time, and like. Kids would want to buy like Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, and their parents would just be like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a shit. It's just like, I want to say something, but also it's not my place, so I don't give a crap. Like, if you're okay with buying this for your kid, that's your own business. So.
Yeah. I worked at a Target in the electronics department for a while, and anytime there was a big release for something like GTA or Call of Duty, like kids would come in wanting to buy it, and Target has specific rules for anything that is rated mature. You have to have a driver's license. Like, we would have to scan their driver's license. So kids would come in and I would be like, sorry, like, it's rated M. Company policy is you have to have your parents' ID in order to buy this. And like, parents would give me just like the raunchiest stank eye over it, be like, why, this is a video game, it doesn't make any sense. I'd have to explain, like, it's an extremely violent video game, like, this is there's a lot of cussing in it, like, this is it is rated M. It's like you're giving your kids free reign to an R-rated movie, and this still didn't care most of the time.
Yep, that's how it works. I definitely played some inappropriate games when I was a kid, but like, I think that's fine, and I honestly don't care that much. Like, there are a lot of things that I think it's all up to the parents just being smart about things. So and you're right. Critical Role is not on that list. I wouldn't warn parents about Critical Role. I'd just be like, oh yeah, no, they're great.
Just like if you're a parent, be aware of the context of the shit, the media that your kids consume. That is all. No
gore, no nudity, no violence. Seems okay with me, but yeah, thematically it's good to seeing a group of people being humans. Yeah, I like that. GTA was a horrible game. You're allowed to just shoot hookers and steal drugs. Yeah, family values. It's weird. You know, Rocky Horror was rated R, and I watched that when I was like 10. That is a weird one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror is definitely a strange one. I mean, my big thing is all of the ratings are really guidelines anyways, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just be smart. I think that's the biggest thing, is people look at ratings as face value and just, it's like, make your own decisions.
Yeah. I agree, but like, make an informed decision. That is all. I get really frustrated with willful ignorance.
I had some friends that weren't allowed to watch anything until their parents watched it, and I was just like, that means we can't watch it. That's frustrating. So I get it. Let's draw some stuff. Critical Role gets more dark than lewd. I don't know. I think we're good on this conversation. I think we need to move on to something else.
Yeah, it's a good stopping spot.
I think it's a good stopping spot. One, we're on YouTube, so I have to do my own censorships. And two, like I said, I think trying to compare apples to oranges is a big thing. Like, I never had cable growing up as a kid, so like everything I watched, a lot of the movies I got to see were censored for TV. And when I watched them later in life, it was like, the fuck? I don't remember this at all. Sylvester Stallone yelling apples at people. You filthy animal. Some of those TV censorships were pretty creative. How's everybody doing today? Everyone's having a good week. Right in the middle. It's funny how last week kept going back to food. This week's parenting skills. Yeah, I have no parenting skills to give. That's why I think I need to change the subject. Don't listen to me. Food, though, on the other hand, I got like 20 years of cooking experience, so take that as you will. Rook Life TV, yeah, I would burn that to the ground. Willy Wonka's a good childhood rewatch. Strange things come out, not have notice. Yeah, Willy Wonka is terrifying. Like, the book is terrifying. I don't understand why. Look at this kid, he gets out on an adventure and watches all of his friends die. It's like, oh god.
I don't know. The book very, very clearly states that they all leave the factory as gross, horrible abominations. Mike TV, an 8-year-old, literally stretched out from the taffy puller to be like 6'5".
Yep.
Everybody gives like the Johnny Depp, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory version of the movie like crap, but it's
more accurate to the book.
it's more accurate to the book. It's a lot more accurate. It's so weird. Yeah. Yep.
Chocolate Factory is best enjoyed as existential horror. I keep seeing this thumbnail on YouTube, and I haven't watched the video yet, of the new Kirby game being a horror story.
Yeah, in disguise.
Yep, and I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, but it's not in disguise. Like, Kirby's all about cosmic horror. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's Mario's all about, I gotta save the planet. And Kirby's like, what if I ate the universe? That'd be fine. Let's do that. So.
Isn't he, like, canonically a baby black hole god?
Yeah. This like, the Kirby universe is essentially cosmic horror, like, incarnate. And Kirby is the thing that's killing all the elder gods. And I do mean that. Like, Kirby is a god-slaying, like, entity. What can't Kirby eat? Nothing. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
How do you deal with weird cosmic super evil creatures? Kirby.
You send Kirby in to eat them and steal their power.
Like, Meta Knight's there, but he's all like, oh shit, I hope Kirby saves us, because we're effed. Is this little halfling beefy enough? I think he's pretty beefy. Might go a little more. Might go a little more beef. Can imagine the Batman slowly rising up out of the bag. Oh, the bag man.
Playing a pan flute.
The
The least threatening of all of the instruments. That's so not true.
Post Malone was on Good Mythical Morning the other day. They made a joke about a pan flute, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I brought mine from home." And I was like, "Is he being serious?" I kind of think he is. Would Post Malone just run around with a pan flute in his bag all the time? Should I start doing that? Pan flutes are pretty great. If you've never played a pan flute, you should give it a try. Pretty fun. I bought an ocarina a few years ago to try to learn how to play that. They sound terrible. Like, you have to buy a really nice one to really have them resonate well. Mine looks cool, but it sounds like crap.
I know how to make them.
Yeah. I could probably tweak it a little bit, but Pretty sure it just sounds bad. Someone made a flute that can be used as a dagger. That's unnecessarily violent, but alright.
I mean, like, you guys watching Critical Role, Robbie's character literally has a flute that has an attachable axe head.
I saw someone with a sax mouthpiece and gear to a flute. Sounded pretty snazzy. Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah. Bard stats. I've been trying real hard when I'm playing Shiva to always be juggling, like even during combat, because I feel like that's the proper way to do it. So I miss that about bards. Pathfinder, you can like maintain your song, keep doing stuff. I like that. I like that idea. Which side of this would be shaded? Ooh, metal. I got metal on the brain. I can't think about it. Oh no, everything is. I have too many things to click. Too many things to click. There we go. Moon Knight has to be a bard. Random shit is a weapon. Utensils, instrument, versatility. Why do you say that? Moon Knight is a fighter. Isn't he? Why wouldn't Moon Knight be a fighter?
Yeah, I would put Moon Knight as a fighter, maybe multi-classed with rogue.
Yeah, sell me on why bard. I was a big fan of the Brawler Pathfinder.
Oh yeah.
I always took, regardless of what I was doing, I would always pick fighter, and I would always take throw anything. Even as a cleric, I would take throw anything, because it's such a good thing. Is Moon Knight not an artificer? I don't think so. Like, he's honestly more of a fighter warlock, if anything else. If anything.
Yeah.
But he's also, he's trained as a fighter, but he's got warlock powers. So, is there not a warlock class that is not physical based? Because I feel like there should be. But maybe that's too close to the Eidolon Summoner that they haven't done yet. They probably won't now that I think about it, because they're kind of almost done with 5e. The Mesmerist is kind of like that, where you can basically let one of your possessing spirits give you bonus strength and fighting skills and stuff. I feel like that would be a good warlock pact, like pact of the buff bod or something. Chain. I mean, like, is the chain lock? Does that give you like bare knuckle boxing skills? That's what I want.
I mean, like, if I had a warlock patron IRL, it would totally be for the specific purpose of removing all of my autoimmune problems and making me swole as 18-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right? Like, that's the thing I don't get. It's just like, I want to be super beefy. It's like, done. I'm done.
Give me the magic steroids.
Blade lock is the most physical. Yeah, but it kind of like, it links you to the blade. I guess it doesn't have to be a blade, right? So you could do that and then like use your fist weapons, but have like a necklace or something maybe. A pair of knuckle dusters. I always, whenever I play like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, I always I always get to a point where it's like, I should do the fist build. Just like, I just want to brawl my way through this game. And I get like, first 2 bosses done, and it's like, this is stupid, and I'm done with it. It never works quite right. But I always like that idea. I like the brawler kind of archetype. Yes, that's these just like leather punch gloves. A fist dagger.
Oh, I love a punch dagger.
Punch dagger, that's what it's called.
Favorite brawler I played in Pathfinder had a because we were able to use kind of like Eastern style weaponry. So I got a Tekokage, which is basically a Wolverine claw.
Yeah.
And it has a bonus to Sunder, so I just fucking broke everything.
Shredded things.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. That person has a weapon that's hurting my friends. I'm gonna break it.
Oh wow, I'm suffering on boots today. Oh, you know what I can do? I can zoom in. You guys don't see it. Because I changed the way it streams. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll find out. Give him some like Doc Martens. That sounds right. Big old clompy boots. I used to wear Doc Martens, shit. A long time ago. For a long time. I used to wear Doc Martens for a long time. And I haven't bought them recently because for the last 10 years I've been working in kitchens, and the rubber that Doc Martens use is not compatible with the cleaning supplies that I used at the restaurant, so it would dissolve the soles because it was a natural rubber. So I stopped wearing them, stopped wearing them, and I went back here last Christmas. One of my family members was like, "I'm gonna buy you a pair of boots because you're out of the kitchen, and I think that's gonna be great." And I'm like, "Thank you, that's a great Christmas present." And I went to look at Doc Martens, and they're like $200, $300, and I was like, "The fuck?" I used to get these for $30. What's happening here? I was very frustrated, so I did not get a pair of Doc Martens. But
And in the 90s, everybody wore Doc Martens.
yeah, they were great. Great, I loved them. I've always been kind of that basic kid though. Like Vans shoes were my go-to skating shoes. Back when they were $20, just buy a pair of Vans and rock them forever. I wore Converse for a long time. And now it's like all that shit's trendy now. It's just like frustrating. It's like I love wearing that stuff, but I don't want to pay for it. Hipster Rook. That's what we should call this channel. Hipster Rook complains about being old. Red Wings. I never got a pair of Red Wings. I remember the first time I bought a pair of Converse. My mom was like, "Why did you buy those? Those are the cheap shoes that I used to wear." And I was like, "I like them. They're very comfortable." I had to buy them from an army surplus store. Because regular shoe stores didn't sell them. What kind of hair should this barbarian have? Heavy-duty work boots with lifetime warranties. Ooh, yeah. Buy chucks at the Army store. Yeah. Yeah, the Army, Navy. Or no, it's an Army surplus store, so like, they sold all kinds of stuff. But I see the irony there. How's your bag man coming? Liberty spikes. I never had Liberty spikes. Never had Liberty spikes. I had a mohawk most of my life. Army surplus. What's that?
Bagman's coming along.
Good.
To answer your question. I don't know. What does the chat think? How was Bagman?
How's Bagman going? If you go to normal stores and you're tall and you think you can afford it. I love Army surplus stores. You know what, let's wrap this hand. I think that would look pretty cool. Give him wraps all the way up. Bagman already haunts my nightmares.
Perfect. That means I'm doing it right.
We're gonna give him a big old curly cute head of hair. Nowadays, to go back to Critical Role, I haven't actually gone and get my hair cut in a while, so I've just been cutting it myself because it's easy to do that. But I keep trying to get my mohawk back, and I want to look like Taliesin Jaffe, and I always end up feeling like Ashley Birch because my hair is so curly. It's like, dang it. Put the bags underneath those eyes. It's just bags all the way down. He's got Bagman living in his eye bags. Don't know if Bry's gotten home yet or not, but I think I'm about done with this boy. Oh, to have hair problems. I get that. I get that.
Not having hair counts as a hair problem, I say as a balding man.
I think that was the inference. I think that was the inference, that I'm not allowed to bitch about having hair at my age.
I think you still can. All hair complaints are valid.
That's fair. One's struggles does not belittle the struggles of others. Or I should say, doesn't invalidate the struggles of others. Two people can both struggle in different ways. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good on our little halfling.
Yeah, and I'm just about done with Bagman. It is totally creepier if Bagman has no color, right?
Oh, yeah. I ain't got time for color. Black and white, that's it.
No,
Shades
but
of gray.
like everything else has color. Pan flute has color. The bag has color.
Does it? I don't see it. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Or will, yeah. It's creepier that way, right?
Maybe. I really love black and white photography. Yeah. That's a good one, Tix. Had the full Nick Cage look by 17. Balding at 15. Wow. Started shaving at 11. I used to shave my head all the time, and then when I got later in high school, I stopped because my dad wanted me to keep cutting my hair, and I was just like, I'll show you. Then I just got lazy. That was actually I started taking care of my hair a lot. Like, I was very much into, well, I mean, to get a mohawk you have to put product in your hair, so I was very careful about that kind of stuff. Yeah, got me lots of dates. All right. Take care of yourself, people. People around you notice. It's nice. All right, let's roll some dice. I think we're down to a D10, right? Yeah. Down to a D10 here. 9. Nebinu. Evil Fairy Paladin. Ooh, I like that one. Or do you want that one, Druid?
No, you go ahead.
Do you need me to roll for you again, or do you need another one?
I'll need another one here in a second. Yeah, go ahead and roll for me. Bag boy's done.
Oh, that's the Thrycreen. Pull the Thrycreen. Thrycreen Barbarian.
Okay.
You want Thrycreen, or do you want a evil Paladin?
I'm down to do a bug boy.
All right.
I think you do armor much better than me, so.
That's true. I do like doing armor.
And I prefer nudity, so. Although, Bug Boy is also basically going to be armored.
Yeah. And fairy armor is essentially just being naked, so. Could really go either way.
Let's stick with the dice, with what the dice said. You do the fairy, I'll do the Thrycreen.
Sure.
What's the class again? Red Queen what?
Barbarian, I believe.
Oh, okay. Barb.
Yeah. Naked Bug Boy. By 25 hours, I shave my head every month. Now my beard, I have like 7. You have 7 beards?
Bears, I think. Let's see.
If you had one class to get rid of, what would it be and why? Ooh. That's a good question. I don't know. I have plenty of head hair. You put up on the beard. I had the opposite. I didn't have the opposite for a while. My dad has never been able to grow like a beard. But I could grow really big sideburns. So for a long time I had sideburns and a mohawk because I thought it was funny. But never wanted to do the beard. Looked a little bit like Wolverine for a while. That was pretty funny. What class would I get rid of, eh? I'll probably Warlock. Because it's too easy. That's half true. Half true and half not true. I really like some of what Warlock is. And I feel like with 5e, it's like the Omni class. Like there's no reason not to have some Warlock. And I really think they could have broken it down into a few different things. Maybe Artificer, though, for the same reason. I really like Alchemist. Alchemist is a ton of fun. But they kind of butchered it and smooshed it into the Artificer class. So I guess removing probably isn't the right term, but I would definitely augment them. Nah, that's not what I want to do. I had to remove Monk because WotC keeps giving the worst versions of other class features. Both having Warlock and Sorcerer is redundant. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my argument. Thryking to 7 feet tall. The bug people tower over. To me, it's terrifying. Yeah, bug people are scary. Corvus, hello, hello. Two Sides says, I'd get rid of Ranger, not because they're weak. They have Tasha changes, but never a fan of the hybrid class of Ranger. Literally could have just been Fighter subclass. Yeah, I think that's part of it for me, too. It's basically Fighter Druid. Which I like. I like a lot. I think, really, that is kind of my problem with 5e. Is when they simplified things, they kind of got rid of a lot of the... They got rid of a lot of the mixed classes. Which 3.5 and Pathfinder are rampant with. But in the process of doing so, they kind of oversimplified some things and just lost some flavor. Like, Ninja could be a subclass of Rogue or a subclass of Monk, but the combination of those two make a really interesting class. So, I don't know. Me and my friends basically made a thing that in school we all had beards. Did you start the beard sculpting contest? Is that your jam? Barbarian was a fighter. Yeah, I mean, you really could break a lot of these down into like subclasses of things, which is kind of how it was first edition. And you'd get so many levels, and then you multi-class, and then multi-classing would become your class, and like then the classes became just pre-built classes. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's bad. And that's why I don't know if I'd necessarily get rid of a class per se, because really it's just more options. And that's my thing with Pathfinder. Like, they have the prestige classes, which are really just classes themselves, but are built with the same mechanics of old classes. So yeah, this is why classless is superior. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's. I think classless systems let people min-max more, and I'm not a big fan of that. I really do like that there are some limitations. That being said, I like lots of limitations, and I'm totally fine with homebrew. So building your own class, I think, is fine. I have no problem with it, and classless systems are fine as well. The Christians just go, let's turn the headbutt. I mean, really, all you're doing when you have classes in tabletop RPGs is agreeing to a rule set. Is really all you're doing. Because yeah, you can sit down and make your own class pretty easy. And that was a big thing with like the Echo Knight like becoming real. I think a lot of people are like, whoa, WotC's like totally cool with that. It's like, yeah. If you sit down and actually like take the time to learn how to build classes properly, you can do lots of really fun stuff. And they have things to do that in old books. Same thing with races. Like if you want to build your own unique race of weird Aarakocra bug people, like it's great, super easy, super fun. It's kind of what I love about tabletop RPGs.
Yeah. That is specifically why I'm really glad that I got into Pathfinder instead of 5e. Because Pathfinder has all of those tools, and since I don't really like to play in settings that like in official settings, I prefer to do homebrew settings. I think that Pathfinder worked out for me a lot better. Like it just gave me more of what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing to think about though is even with specifically with Pathfinder, since it is just 3.5, it's giving you flexibility, but it's giving you flexibility by having a lot of rules. All those rules still apply to 5e, they're just not written down. So I think if you show up to 5e, it can look really bland and daunting and like, well, why do they have this? That's not cool. It's like, well, it's not hard to implement, and all those rules already exist somewhere else in a different edition. So
yeah,
go find
the point was specifically like coming at it from,
yeah.
If I had come at it, if I had started with 5e, I probably would not have known that Pathfinder was there. I probably would have been just like, this is all there is, and it's fine, but doesn't really give me what I want.
2e berserkers would temporarily get double HP and attack anything. That's pretty funny. There's such thing as an astral dragon, which can drift along the astral plane. They appear more in Eastern dragons and more cosmic. Yeah, those do exist. I mean, like, those are in a couple different books, actually. I really like those. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there.
We talk about it all the time, but I just love being able to see the template system, like love being able to see how things are balanced.
And you can still min-max in that, so.
I mean, totally.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a better perfect system than a classless system, but I think it's a step. Because you are, like I said, you're just agreeing to something. Whereas a classless system, you can still do that, but it breeds a lot more like, well, I'm gonna take warlock and this and this and this and this, and it's like, just stop. Like, you've already broken it. It's much easier to break things when you do that. But I do love modularity. I think modularity is a great thing to put in any game. Try things out.
too big here. Do I want to stretch the torso out? I might.
I think it would honestly be a cool channel divinity add a trickster or arcane cleric. That would sound pretty cool. Wait, what would? I think I missed something. The Astral Dragon? Channel Divinity? I'm confused about that. Mouse Guard is a fun RPG, no magic, but they play as mouse warriors fighting bears and wolves. That could be really fun, yeah. I've seen a few people talk about it. I haven't actually looked into it too much, though. Thank you. Thank you, Two-Side. I'm glad. I think they are coming along. We'll see where they go. I'm surprised there aren't more mixing of classes and subclasses, like the Trickster Cleric, but the Wizard Sorcerers, Death Knights, Fighters. Yeah, 5e specifically didn't want to do that, and they simplified it so that you could try to get those combinations through multi-classing. Like I said, I think some of the mixing create really unique opportunities, like with the Ninja and the War Priest. Those are two of my favorites. I would definitely check them out. Check out the Pathfinder SRD. Has a lot of really cool ones. They're advanced classes, I believe is what they're called, as well as prestige classes, which is a multiple, more usually 2 or 3 different classes. They said something about wild magic auras. Gotcha. I think he meant by wild magic aura from a chapter boss. Gotcha. I think I missed that one somewhere. Oh, okay. The fighter assassin with a wild magic aura. He's just one as a trickster deity. That could be fun. I'm not a big fan of little random, but if you set it up right, wild magic can be really cool. When in doubt, pinky out. Here we go.
I think I want to give secondary set of really big mandibles.
I want to give her really big eyes. I think I might black them out. They're real creepy. Darken the end of the ears too. Stop laughing! I am evil. Maybe we can go dots. Burning little pixie pupils. Frantically downloading Pathfinder PDS. I mean, yeah, there you can go to the. So Pathfinder's open source. So I think you can just go Pathfinder.
PFSRD.com, I think.
All of their stuff, because this is 3.5 is also most of it's open sourced, but Pathfinder system works really well with it and finds cool ways to mix it together. And they're actually coming to D&D now, right? They're doing a crossover book.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm really hoping we're going to get something like the Ninja or the War Priest mixed back in there. Because if it's just the lore, I'm okay with that too, because there's a lot of really cool lore for Pathfinder. But
Speaking of, There's been a lot of videos popping up in my feed lately about like Pathfinder Paizo sells out to 5e.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's true.
Well, it is and it isn't. They didn't like buy them out. They're releasing a book. They're releasing a Pathfinder book for the 5e, and I don't see why that's a problem.
Yeah, neither do I. Which is specifically the point. There's like this inherent idea of outrage about the fact, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, like why can't they work together? Why can't they make something cool? And
if
why can't you just
Pathfinder
be
can
fine
make
with it?
D&D better, I'm for it.
Same.
Yeah, Dark Sun 5e win. Ugh, I am not a fan of Dark Sun. Which, I mean, I love the bugs. There's a lot of cool stuff in Dark Sun, but I don't know. I never enjoyed that the setting. It feels very Conan the Barbarian, but there's just so much weird psychic stuff in it, and it's just like, why? Why is this like this? I think it was just a little weird. Totally good, like lots of good stuff from it, but Dark Sun is nasty. I play. Yeah, the cooperation can definitely make them both better. Exactly. I think that I don't know why that would be bad, except that people like being outraged. How dare you put my peanut butter in your chocolate?
I just wish that YouTube would have understood by now that I'm not interested in rage porn.
This thing's really popular, and other people like it, and it's adjacent to something you like. It's like, stop it.
Where's Jonas? He should have done the Thry-Kreen.
Jonas is off being Jonas. It's Wednesday. I think he's in D&D.
Oh yeah, which means he might actually pop in later.
Maybe. Neuro fantasy is a vibe. What do you mean by that? I don't understand that term. Is that what Dark Sun is?
I think that maybe they're talking about the psychic, the weird psychic fantasy shit that you were complaining about.
I think like there's especially specifically with Dark Sun, anytime there's supposed to be like a hive mind or a collective, they just chalk it up to psychic. And it's like, bees are not psychic. They just can't. I mean, like, I get it. I get the jump. Like, it's totally fine. Fantasy with lots of psionics. Okay, cool. Oh, Nero. Not Nero. I get it. Nero fantasy. I understand now. I get why they do that, because it's a lot easier, but like the difference between being able to communicate with like a hive mind or a cluster and bees being able to speak with everybody telepathically, very different things. Very different things. You know, it's just weird.
Yeah, bees are very clearly all bards. They're all bards. They speak through dance. And smell.
Dr. Queen. I think I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, get some more water, maybe get a snack. I'll come back and I'll finish this up. I'll be right back, everybody.
I'll still be here.
Hang tight. I'm gonna run a quick ad because I can. We'll be right back. Maybe. If I remember how to do this. I can't do that. That's totally different. We're not on Twitch. What am I saying? I'll be right back, everyone. Hold on. Alrighty, we are back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. When telepathy and the like comes, it needs a bit of DC-focused rules. Yeah. I'm a big fan of, what was it? There are a handful of creatures that do just have, like, radial telepathy. Like, they can hear the thoughts of anything within range. And so a lot of DMs won't allow that to happen. But my thought behind it has always been, like, the first time it happens. I'm about to hop on. Sorry. Tixel says, about to hop on in once. I save this commission. Can you roll for me in like a minute? Yeah, no problem. I'll save one for you. I think the first time that someone interacts with a creature that has telepathy like that, they should be able to roll for it and see whether or not their thoughts can be read. And it could be something that, I mean, I think that's a fair way to do it. Because that way creatures with like higher wills will be able to suppress it. And then if they make the save, it just... that's good for like 24 hours or something. I think that's a great way to handle it. I may have gotten some beef jerky while I was up.
You definitely got a can of something. I heard you.
Yep, I got a can of seltzer water. Because I'm bougie like that. And I'm trying to drink less soda. I don't drink a lot of, but I want to drink less. I tried to make this face really creepy, and I think I did too good of a job. But not in a good way.
Yeah, she does have a very soulless gaze there, doesn't she?
Yeah. Tinsel, I hope your commissions went well.
Yeah. We're gonna have to make room for you. I can shrink down a little bit, move over.
I have one more commission to do tonight. Just a little sketch. And then I'm going to have some more time to get some more commissions. It's going to be fun. I would like to work on some stuff for the Patreon. As well as... I totally forgot. Yesterday was supposed to be video game day, and I sketched all day.
Yep.
I spaced it. I really want to work on the video today so I can actually have a video come out this week. Because that's always been backburnered with commissions. Is that better? Maybe I just don't need that eye. Alright. Let's roll you up. I'll let you warm up. Tinksel is going to... Bionic. How about a shredded, shirtless, sword-swinging satyr barbarian?
I mean, that one was meant for me, clearly.
I think that was. I think that was one for Druid.
That's okay. I want to see Tinksel do it. If you're up for it.
Yeah, you can always just draw whatever the hell you want if you want. I am the only one that is bound by the laws of the dice.
Yeah, I'm only here because I think it's a fun drawing prompt. That's not true. I also love hanging out here.
I gotta get Druid super famous so I can ride his coattails all the way to the top.
But that was my goal with you.
Yep.
Crap.
We all saw how that worked out.
Hey, you still have time.
Gotta hit it big.
I mean, you still have a
No.
pretty big audience compared to me.
That's true.
Which is currently 0 because I haven't produced anything of my own yet.
That is also true. It's hard to dispute. Hard to dispute your lack of YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it's there. I'm gonna find it.
I mean, I have a YouTube profile. Sierra found it. But that's just, you know, like my private one, not an actual channel where I'm producing content.
You mean the one that has your name that you write in YouTube every day?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not hard to find. What is Prism as a class? I don't know.
No idea.
The College of Aromas.
That was
talking about bees?
Yeah, that was for the bees.
Well, what homebrew class have you come across that you'd like to see in the game? I've revised several classes, but Accursed was one I made myself. Wasn't a fan of Blood Hunter. Okay. And Accursed, someone who's turning into a monster. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I think the Blood Hunter, I think we've talked about, that sounds right on par with some of the things like the Shifter class for Pathfinder. Or is it the Shifter race? I can't remember. One
Pathfinder, it's class 5e, it's race.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just gonna remove the eye. I think that looks better. Maybe we'll keep the red though. Yeah, I think that works much better as a class because it should be separated from the race of the creature because it is a curse. And I like the idea that if you were trying to control a curse, then you would take points in. Like, that becomes your class, right? Like, trying to mitigate the curse.
Sure. I don't mind that idea, but I generally prefer the idea that a curse is uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea that it's a template you put on top of things better.
Right. And that's... I really like it as a template because it makes sense to have like a level 5 barbarian that loses control and becomes a vampire or a werewolf.
Yeah.
And my way around that would be like, if that's something you want to control, you have to spend levels to do it.
Yeah.
That's
the
only way I think a curse shouldn't be a detriment. And I know people are going to argue against that. Like, curses are great. It's like, no, it should be a class or a detriment. Those are the two options.
Yeah. I mean, it's a curse. It is supposed to be negative. The person who cursed you didn't do it because you wanted it, right? Because if they did, then it would be a blessing, not a curse.
Yep. Lots of empathy, emphasis. Would fit the monk subclass. So it's just like a shade monk? They just...
Oh, you know what I would really like to see for a class? Like an actual peasant class.
Oh, that exists.
Yeah, but you don't really gain levels in it.
You can take levels in Commoner.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
In 5e?
Oh, no, not in 5e, sorry.
Oh. I should have been specific. Especially since I usually talk in Pathfinder.
Yeah. So with Pathfinder, you can take points in Aristocrat and Merchant.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Which I've never done before.
It's
I
not
do
great.
like no.
It's not good. It essentially just gives you a little more stats.
Yeah. I mean, it's meant to be a DM tool specifically.
Yeah. I give all my NPCs player levels. That's not true. A lot of times I'll have people be like level 5 commoner, or like they don't get feats or anything, but they have like the health and boons that they would normally.
Yeah.
But I'll usually reserve those for like blacksmiths or skilled workers that should have some kind of world experience beyond their front door. Especially if you're dealing with adventurers all the time. Like,
oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
the average Joe You gain more levels and become more powerful in day-to-day activities. By level 20, you have +7 to find discounts on groceries. Yeah, why not? Pathfinder sounds more and more like RP heavy tabletop RPG. It is and it isn't. It's just more. It's just more of everything.
Yeah.
Because it took 3.5, which was already bloated. Like there's just shit tons of stuff in 3.5, and then they refined it, cleaned it up, and basically kind of refiddled with the numbers so that you can build. That's the whole idea for it. So there's lots of stuff like item crafting and race building and class building. Pathfinder loves their multi-classing, and they build that into their prestige classes. Like, what's the stupidest one I can think of? There's a diplomat class that is like bard, rogue, aristocrat. like you have to take all these different weird prerequisites just so you can become this like super spy and have no combat skills at all. It's really strange. Farmer, blacksmith, and merchant. Yeah, I mean that's definitely something you could do. Yeah, a normal player wouldn't take levels in like blacksmithing, but you can take feats to do that. Like, there's all kinds of feats to improve your ability to craft.
I mean, we have talked about before how you and I both love the idea of a person who like was an adventurer to get the capital to be able to do like open their own shop.
Yeah.
And I do love I like anything that can make stuff that like that's the goal.
Yep. I'm a big fan of that.
It's always been kind of hard for me to play that because it's like it's kind of a theme that most of the other people at the table don't really, or that I play at, want to explore. So it's difficult to find downtime to actually make stuff.
I think downtime is hard sometimes.
Yeah. That just comes down to like communication, though.
Yeah, but it's also I also think that the DM has to be able to understand that. Like so that's why with the Patreon game, like I know it's a episodic thing that we do. So like the most downtime I'm ever going to give somebody is like 8 hours. So everything in my universe can basically be done in 4 to 8 hour increments. It's just like oh yeah, that's going to take you like 3 or 4 days. So start now. Cool. A day passes. Moving on. Like that's it. It's just it's a checkpoint system. Whereas with like old school D&D, it's like, oh, this takes 6 years to complete this ritual spell, and it's just like that's idiotic. Like that's so RP heavy that it's world building and keeping track of aged and not too much for me. Too much for me. The Artificer class is what I would hope would have been a maker class, but the one who got the 5e seems to be a bit too constrained to what they can make. Yeah, 5e didn't want to deal with crafting. They didn't. And if you want to do crafting in 5e, just use the 3.5 rule set. 3.5 or Pathfinder rule set. Because they specifically didn't want to get that complicated with their books, because there are books and books about that. And so with the Artificer, they've essentially just removed all the constraints for being able to craft stuff and just went like, it's magic, it happens. Like, great. But with like, that's why I like the Alchemist, because the Alchemist has a set of like alchemical things they can make. They do take a lot of time, and as you level up, you get faster at making them, and you can like make double the amount. But it does still have that weird constraint, and I usually retroactively just say like, yeah, that's fine. You can just make that. Like, that's good. You don't have to worry about
it. Yeah. That them not wanting to be complicated about items is also why it's so difficult to find the price for things.
Yeah.
which is really frustrating to me because, like, on the gameplay side of things, especially as a DM, that makes things more complicated.
Yeah, there's not having the price for a lot of items. It is even stated in the book that they wanted the DMs to have control of that. Like, you need to set the price for things in your universe. But at the same time, like, not being able to compare things, because like a lot of very useless mundane items that I would say are a gold are in the same category as like slightly magical items that I would put at like 200 to 500 gold. And it's like, technically the book says they're the same, and it's like, this is a magical dagger and a match. Like, these are not the same. What are you doing? Yeah, we always do some kind of, maybe a game like Monster Hunter, find parts, make stuff. We tend to do that in all of our games. We have some sort of system of gathering, and Pathfinder released a whole book about that stuff. I think it was called Ultimate Wilderness or something. I have it somewhere on my shelf. But like even that book, like I bought it and I started looking through it, and I'm like, this is way more complex and not as interesting as the stuff that we come up with. Because at the end of the day, that's what it needs to make sense for your players. Because they're not going to want to sit down and be like, okay, what kind of thing do I need to pick from this flower or this boss to make this magical gobbledygook? And I'm just a fan of, like, if it makes sense to you, then yeah, you could probably use it. Like, it's all intent. So, you kill a troll. I'm going to make a regen potion. It's like, cool. Yeah, you find the pieces to do that. Like, what are you going to take? Its toes, the horns, blood.
The dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Laura Bailey. The dick. God, how long did they walk around with a troll penis in their bag of holding?
Long time.
Campaign 1?
Long time.
Which, I mean, is funny, but, like, also...
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Hey, to each their own. I don't know how much more I want to put into this.
Yeah.
Evil Pixie. I think I'm about done.
Same.
Shading on here.
What is this place?
Finish coloring, and then I think a highlight layer, and then I'm good.
This Pathfinder sounds better and better. It's just, I think it was put together with a little more intent than I think some of the other stuff.
And has been around and publishing things for a lot longer.
Yeah. Second edition just came out, and people are kind of pushing back against it because it shifted more towards 5e. But they did the smart thing and just said, essentially, like, it's fine. Use the first edition or second edition. We just want to make something so that people could jump in.
Yeah.
2 questions about the troll dong. Why, and is it still there? I don't know. I think they got rid of it.
Yeah, they eventually got rid of it. I forget.
You think it would eventually just grow back into a troll?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was in a bag of holding.
Doesn't matter.
I think they rationalized that in order for it to regenerate like that, it would need oxygen.
There's oxygen in a bag of holding.
Only about 10 minutes worth.
Yeah, but every time you open it up, 10 more minutes.
That's fair.
And also, how is a dong breathing? Like, there's holes. There's holes in this theory of yours.
Capillary action is a thing, and dongs have a lot of capillaries.
Just saying. You don't need to give the entire oxygenation of a body if you only have one part of it.
I mean, troll regeneration is bullshit anyway.
Yeah, you're overthinking it.
So the long and short of it is, it didn't turn back into a troll. It didn't grow a new troll because Matt said so.
I'm done with this conversation. A drop of blood could create more blood spatter in a small army. Yeah, I think regeneration is a weird thing. If you cut a troll in half, you get 2 trolls. Yeah?
Eventually. I mean, you get 2 slimes, why not 2 trolls?
Yep. I like the idea that, like, the 2-headed trolls are because someone tried to cut off its head and it just grew another head.
A little too saturated.
But there is, yeah, regeneration is interesting. It's like, because you can get the spells for it and stuff. And there's all different kinds of... It makes less sense in a world where, like, stat damage doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because that's really what regeneration is meant for, is... hit points 1 and then 2 stat damage. More slimes, they just keep coming. Why not trolls? Yeah, trolls just keep coming. Oh, it's fine. If the bagman is able to move to any bag at once, would it not then know if a bag was open or not? Is a bagman able to move between bags? Because that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. I don't know anything about these bag people. Is that from season 2 or is that just from the book?
I think it's just from the book.
Gotcha.
I don't remember any bagman.
That sounds very much like a dick move from the DM. I don't like that you guys have bags of holding. There's a monster in it. It's like, nice.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? Why would you torture your players like this? If there's anything that immediately triggers my laziness instincts with swords, sorry to hear that. Straight lines. Lots and lots of straight lines. Okay, I think that's my evil fairy. Like, the bagman randomly teleports between bags of holding, so yes and no. Randomly. I mean, I hate it. Random things that happen randomly are just lazy, is my argument.
I'm fine with it as long as it's not necessarily a combat encounter.
Apparently is looking for a home, so travels with bags, but gets lost, so keeps looking. I will look this up myself and make a decision, but right now I hate it. I hate everything about this creature. Is the Pac-Man an existing idea? I thought we were sort of creating it. Oh, no, Brian. Apparently it does exist. That is my gripe that it exists. Because that spits in the face of everything we know about bags of holding. Everything I know about bags of holding.
Yeah, but they're basically self-contained, not even pocket dimensions, but like an extra dimensional space.
Extra dimensional space. I don't know how many wizards would keep creating them and selling them if they were just like, oh yeah, no, I can make a magical closet. Sometimes there's a creature in it. It's just like, excuse me? Maybe make it so that doesn't happen, and then I'll buy your bag. I do like it as like a myth idea though, or like a urban legend. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you forget to air out your bag of holding or something, or if you leave something in there too long, the bagman will take it. Like, what do you mean the bagman will take it? Or there's like a very small chance that every time you put something in the bag, it just disappears. The bagman cometh. But it actually happening, I don't like. I like that I like it as an urban legend, but not as a creature. With all the stuff adventures out into the bag of holding, I could see maybe one or two special classes where a creature adapted to it, but freely moving between them is a bit much. Yeah, that's my thoughts too, Dr. Random. Like, I could definitely see creatures inhabiting bags of holding, like seeking out interdimensional spaces, and then like when they find it, living in it. Makes me think of what is that cartoon? Shoot,
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop has interdimensional spaces?
No, but I was thinking that basically remember the episode of Cowboy Bebop where they leave a lobster in the fridge way too long and it transforms into something?
Oh, yeah, see, that makes sense.
Like,
I'm totally fine with that.
My idea is that, like, that's the bagman.
Yeah, see, I could see a bagman getting, like, someone getting put in a bag, or like a zombie getting put in a bag and it just living inside the bag. Wakfu, no. I was thinking of Hilda, the cartoon Hilda. I don't know if people have watched that or not.
No.
It's, I thought it was going to be more Gravity Falls-esque than it was. It wasn't. But it has an interesting concept of weird creatures that live in between spaces. So, like, under your couch goes into a space. And then, like, everything that's inside of stuff is connected. And I thought that was kind of fun. I think that might be a real creature. A lot of the Hilda stuff is actual, like, Swedish folklore, I think. I'm not sure. All right, I rolled 10. I think we're actually down. Dr. Random, Dragonborn Monk. Why are you making me draw scaly boys? Why you do this? Why you do this?
He doesn't know you were complaining about this yesterday.
Was I complaining about this yesterday? I don't remember what I was complaining about yesterday. There's a race that has bags of holding people living in. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I see. I like the gnomes that live in the bags of holding. I definitely think there could be a ring situation where maybe a bag of holding gets infected by other bags of holding that are cursed. Like, there's lots of fun stuff you can do about that. So that you can definitely play with the idea. But I think just randomly someday a monster shows up and eats your bag of holding. It's like that sounds like a dick move on the creator's part.
Yeah.
Hey,
Also,
you know all that cool stuff you guys put in your bags of holding? It's gone now. There's a monster. It's like, I quit. I'm not playing anymore.
It's also lazy writing.
Yeah, that's really my biggest issue with it. But if you, like, give your players a cursed bag of holding and they don't notice and shit starts getting weird. I reach for the sword. Yeah, you pull the sword out. It's covered in some weird black ichor. It's like, what? What's in my bag? There can be a lot of fun stuff with that. No, it eats you. I mean, there is a cursed bag of holding. The sentient cursed bags of holding are great. Bags of devouring. Their whole lot in life is to convince people to stick stuff in them and then eat it. Pretty great. It's pretty great. All right, we're gonna do this Dragonborn Monk, and then I think we're gonna call it.
Well, will you roll one more for me?
Sure. Wait. That was we already rolled that one. That was Bionics. So that would push that one down.
Oh, see? It did want me.
Cactus Folk Astral Self Monk.
So, a Cactuar. Got it.
Sure. That is by VHB, and I don't know the word that you wrote for that, but it says Cactus Folk, so that's what I'm gonna do.
It's a Saguaroi, I think.
Curse
As
bag of
in
holding is.
saguaro cactus.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So there is the bag. There are cursed bags of holding, and then there's the intelligent cursed bags of holding, which are the bags of devouring. I really like it. Yeah, it's Cactar vibes. What was I doing? Dragonborn monk. Might need a little more space here. Where did Pretzel Rock go? Oh, did Pretzel Rock break? There we go.
Saguaro monk. How am I going to do this?
Gonna chant her inner Jonas here. Well, we'll see about the detective another day. Yeah, sorry about that. Still enjoying the stream regardless. Good. Good to hear. Definitely keep those ideas. If you didn't get to it today, you can put it again for next week.
Yeah.
Keep track of those. But I do think this. I'm very much happier with my artwork when we do it this way, so we can actually spend time developing stuff. There've been some really good ideas in the past that I feel like didn't get enough time. It bums me out. I did draw a Dragon Boy yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Throw out an Aarakocra armor for next week. You gotta write it down. Gotta interact. That's the whole trick. The whole trick is to get people to interact with the comments. YouTube is a horrible place. It's no worse than everything else, I suppose. I take that back. It's better than Twitter. And TikTok. TikTok is...
I mean, like, that's a pretty fucking low bar.
I have a notepad for stuff. Y'all got your own section. That's good. Be sure to join next week. Yeah, absolutely. Usually I post those on, try to do them on Sunday or Monday. Give people a little time to think about what they want. In the meantime, you can always suggest things on the Discord. I usually don't have time to grab those, but we do have some amazing artists in the Discord. And they grab those from time to time. I'm gonna go for big old scales. Ideas for Rookzer. Yep. Notepad of that. My own list. I need to finish the video today because I just need to. I've been struggling so hard with it. I had the whole thing planned out, and then as I was reading it, I was like, "This isn't right." All of my preconceptions about this are wrong, and I don't know why. So we'll see what happens. Try to get that out, and then I'm going to start working on a new project, which I think will be really fun. Should have new stickers going out in the next week or two for the Patreon members. To become a Patreon member, there's tons of tokens and artwork and videos up there on the Patreon page.
Stickers.
Yeah, stickers for the bugbears, yep. You also get access to the Discord, Patreon only zone. There's a lot more of like hand-drawn sketches I do. You're only here for the YouTube, that's fine too. Do a lot of stuff on Twitch all week. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't think we're doing a D&D game. I haven't heard from the D&D boys. Maybe we'll do that next week. Tomorrow I'll probably just... Maybe I'll work on the video game stuff tomorrow since I didn't get a chance to do it on Monday or Tuesday. Finish my workout. Gotta keep the body and mind healthy.
Yeah. Gotta get swole.
Gotta look like this lizard boy here. EAF. I have the memory of a turnip. Sticky notes and notepads are my life. That's good. Kay for random in-law visits. Heading out to check you out later. No problem. Thanks, Kay, for hanging out. We'll catch you later. I wanted to do another one, but I doubt I can do any of those left unless y'all plan to be here for another while. No, I think we're about done. You're welcome to draw things and put them in the Discord and draw if you want. If it's from the list. The comment is still posted in the what is it?
Community tab, YouTube.
It's going to be on the community tab, but the voice channel chat. If you go scroll up in the voice channel chat, there's a link to that community tab. So if you want to draw some of those, you're very welcome to. I'm sure people would appreciate it, but don't do that on my behalf. Yeah. For those of you that did get your things drawn today, they will be in the Discord and Draw tab of the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, come check that out. I think this one might end up just being a sketch, kind of burning out. I mean, they're all sketches, but
Yeah, less detailed sketch.
I'm getting that burn. I can feel it. I can feel that burn. Got a lot of stuff to do today. I'm gonna run Kevin the Necromancer and Lars through the Donkey Kong room today. If you don't know what the Donkey Kong room is, check out the Patreon page. I should write those down. I should write down those rooms and post them as like tiny puzzles.
Yeah. Potential dungeon encounters.
Potential dungeon encounters, yeah. Familiar rules are funky. They are. Yeah. According to 5e, familiars will persist after their summoner's death. Being a PC, you should be plotting them. I mean, yeah. That's why, like, whenever someone uses their familiar for, I want to say, nefarious means, or like, who go step on that trap? It's like, that's an evil act. Writing that down. Like, they have wills of their own. They've just, agreed to work for you. Whether or not they do that well is kind of up to them.
Yeah, just because they poof out of existence before they, well, not really out of existence, poof to another plane before they take enough damage to die, doesn't mean that they didn't feel pain.
Can you imagine giving someone your phone number and then they just call you at 3 a.m. sometimes? Like, I'm sure that gets real annoying.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't directed at anybody or anything. That was just supposed to be you're eating breakfast and then someone's like, I need you to step on a trap. It's like, oh, God damn it. You don't know what they're doing. Maybe it's inconvenient. I'm pretty good about shutting my phone off at night, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. The Unseen Servant is best spell for tricking traps. Yeah, I see. I think that's a little more. We talked about that yesterday. The Unseen Servant is technically just a force spell, so you could do that stuff. But I would really argue that you have to find the trap first, because it won't exert force unless you're just like, go over there and slap your hands on the ground. Now the next square. Now the next. It's like, just throw a rock. Like, why did you use a spell? Just throw a rock. Traps are hard to do in D&D. To make traps fun is a challenge. It can be done though. Definitely can be done. Give it a brick and a rope. Yeah, I mean, that's how the army does it. This is yet another use for a grappling hook. Trap finding. I shit you not. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. Maybe that's a secret strategy.
But I mean, like, it's not going to work for every case, right? Some traps could specifically be designed to only be triggered by something the approximate weight of a human.
Yeah, but that once again, that's not an unseen servant. So that's kind of my point. Is
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
like so anything an unseen servant could set off would probably be set offable with normal means.
Yeah. Or like Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Which is still a spell, but a cantrip.
And I think you have to be able to see the mage hand, but I can't remember. It might be
Yeah,
anywhere in range as well. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I think that's where I'm going to call it. I think that's pretty good. Let's give this a little more depth. We are open for commissions again. If you want to hit up me or any of the other artists in the Discord, feel free. Link to the Discord is down below. Otherwise, we'll catch you later in the week. We'll be on Twitch again, probably tomorrow or Friday. Hopefully, new videos on Friday. If not, we'll have some cool stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Probably work on some of that tomorrow, actually. Some of the new project, regardless of whether or not the video gets finished. Oh, okay. There we go. Thanks again, everybody. Oh, how'd that... You want to finish your spiky cacti boy?
Nah, wrap up.
All
I'm
right.
pretty much done. It's just gonna get a little bit of color,
Alrighty.
and that's it.
Thanks again, everybody. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.